What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode to the Galaxy Pod, hosted by yours truly, Slim. We back at it again with a few things to discuss about these Golden State Warriors. Giving my takeaways from the huge win we just pulled against the Boston Celtics a few days ago, as well as previewing this upcoming game this Friday against the Washington Wizards. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So final score 126 to 132. It was the overtime game. The Golden State Warriors ultimately won. And it was a lot to take away from this game, man. From both sides, actually, but I'm just gonna get my perspective from a Warriors standpoint. Um, First off, when Steph is locked in, man, he's that guy, plain and simple. He can't be stopped. In the fourth quarter / overtime, Steph scored 20 points. Yeah, 5 assists, shot 7 of 11 from the field, 4 or 5 from 3-point range, and 2 or 2 from the free throw line, and just was hitting clutch shot after clutch shot. And mind you, he played with 5 fouls the entire period. So it's just impressive to see. Overall, he finished the game with 33 points. And, you know, it's more impressive when you look at it, when you actually watch the game. Like Steph got in foul trouble. He was in foul trouble the whole game, to be more exact. And for him just to will this team to the promised land, just a testament to his greatness. He just was, getting after it and didn't let him be in foul trouble, get to him and things like that. And for the Boston Celtics, like they'll never just learn whether it be Ime Udoka or Joe Mazzulla. Like switching Al Horford on Steph Curry was just a terrible decision. I mean, it just lunched me. I mean, like I give Al Horford his props. To be his age, he's solid, he's mobile, he can defend at a high level to a certain extent, whether it be protecting the rim or holding his own against the perimeter. But against Steph, that's just a terrible decision. But he still just took offense to it when Al Horford was on him. He just got right to it and didn't hold back at all. But yeah, shout out to Steph for winning us home. And like I mentioned, he just went ballistic in the fourth/OT game, in the OT part. But yeah, just a testament to his greatness. And yeah, without him, we definitely wouldn't win that game without that type of performance. So yeah, as far as Clay, man, like I gotta give him his props. He's been on fire as of late. He still can get in that mode where he take questionable shots, but as Clay just deal with it, because overall he's been amazing. He finished the game last night against the Celtics with 24 points and 6 threes in the game. And during this 3-game winning streak, Clay's averaging 25.3 points a game and shooting 44.1% from 3-point range. So Clay getting back into that mode, for us to compete for a championship, we're going to need him to give us some along the lines of those numbers at a high, efficient rate. And during this 3-game win streak, he's been providing that. So shout out to him. And, one thing about Clay, he's going to always stay positive. When he was struggling earlier this season, he's just going to come out, he has been coming out and saying that, he's going to come. And it has come so far. He's been a huge reason why we're on the 3-game win streak right now. So shout out to him for adjusting and not just settling and jacking up crazy shots, but getting more into the paint and making the right reads and passing the ball and things like that. So yeah, but I will point out one thing I feel like helped him the most is vertical spacing. Like with the rookie, we got Trace Jackson Davis, Pods, Kaminga, Wiggs, like them guys. Being on the court with him help him get out better quality looks, in my opinion. And so that way he won't have to force it and things like that. So, yeah. Trace Jackson Davis, man, like this guy, he gets it. He's just an instant impact type of player. Like for a guy to be his age, 24 years old, first year in the league, and for him just to come in and just understand his role, it's just a testament to him and his work ethic, and he's gonna have a long career in this league. If with the way from what I've been seeing so far, he just gets it. Like that's just the ultimate compliment. Just he make impacts on both ends. Like he finished the game with his first career double, 10 points, 13 rebounds, 3 block shots, and plus 25 on the floor, which was the highest on the team. Like mind you, this guy didn't play none in the first quarter. I think he got in midway through the second quarter. And since then, he just making an impact. He got a huge block on Jaylen Brown in the first half, and he got another huge block on Jaylen Brown in OT. But yeah, like just having a guy like him, he just provides something that we don't have, like vertical spacing, athleticism, lob threat, rebounding, young, he can run up and down the floor compared to Loon. He's not knock on Loon, but he just got him and Dario beat in those departments to be more exact. Like, but I'm glad that Steve, noticed that we needed a change because like with Loon, he's been kind of struggling offensively, I say, and rebounding and screen setting, being able to bang with certain guys. Loon going to provide that, but offensively, just tough when teams don't respect you. But with Trace, on the other hand, teams can respect him as a lob threat. You pair him alongside CP3 or Steph, then hey, you got magic there, man. But just having a guy with vertical spacing just opens up so much on this team, man. And I seen that against the Celtics Tuesday night, man. Just a nice sight to see for sure. But yeah, a lot of guys trying to get rid of Loon because Trace has been great. As matter of fact, these past two games he played the Blazers, he was great, and he was great against the Celtics. But I wouldn't be so quick to want to get rid of Loon. Like guys like Loon come in handy. A guy who can bang bodies with the guy with the likes of Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis, Jaren Jackson, Joel, you name it, Giannis. Guys like Loon can bang with them, and you can use guys like him. He still has value, in my opinion, because he can pass the ball, set screens, does all the dirty work, different things that doesn't show up necessarily in the stat sheet. Loon can provide that, so you shouldn't necessarily undervalue that, and understand that guys like him doesn't really come along too often. And number one thing is his availability. Like the man is on pace for 3 straight seasons of playing 82 consecutive games. So, yeah, it's just a testament to his work ethic. And I'm not so quick to write him off or get rid of him. But I will say this: if Trace keep this up, then you're definitely going to have to carve a new role for him. Which I think a guy like Loon can understand. He's the ultimate pro. I always give him the ultimate praise. So with a guy like Loon, I feel like he can understand that, with Tracy emerging like this, it's only right to potentially put him in a star lineup or maybe even be the first big name to be called off the bench if, Loon doesn't necessarily start anymore. So, yeah, I feel like he understand that. But, yeah, with Trace, man, for this guy to go late second round pick, it's hard to believe that. Like, man, I can name him being better than so many first rounders this past draft, and for him to go late second round, just crazy, man. But shout out to Trace Jackson Davis, man. He was ready when he was called upon these past two games, and it was just a nice sight to see. Jonathan Kuminga, I truly believe that we have fully unlocked him on both ends. He's playing with so much more confidence. Like it was just one play on the offensive end. He told Clay and Steph what to do, and he just went out there and got a bucket. He dunked the ball on Jaylen Brown's head. I was like, that's growth. That's what I like to see. Like for us, like we like to run motion offense, dribble handoff and things like that. But if that's not necessarily working, take the initiative to go out there and get a bucket. Like I don't think nobody's going to criticize you as much. And as a fan, that's what I like to see for him to be aggressive offensively. But offensively, I always know the potential is there. He also provides some at that wing position that this team desperately need, and that's putting pressure at the rim, vertical spacing, being athletic, being able to catch lobs and things like that. So, yeah, you knew the offense was always there just with the defense. You just wanted to know was that there, and it was. As of late, he's been, getting after it. He's been rebounding the ball better, more so getting contested rebounds than anything. And last night he had a tough matchup in one of the best wings in his league, and Jason Tatum, and he did a phenomenal job on him. Jason Tatum shot 0 of 5 from the field and 0 for 3 from three-point range and finished overall with 0 points when guarded by Jonathan Kuminga. That's not an easy task to hold a guy with Jason Tatum caliber to 0 points when you're guarding him to be more exact now. Mind you, JT did, hurt his ankle early in the game. I ain't gonna knock that, but you still got to give credit because he did play through it. So, he overall, Jason Tatum did struggle. I think he shot like 5 or 14 or something like that. It was terrible, but Jonathan Kuminga held up on his end of the bargain, and just shout out to him for staying with it and having that irrational confidence. And I love what I've been seeing from the vets just in staying that in. Steph was very happy when he got a clutch stop on him in the fourth quarter. So that's what you like to see guys, and stay in their confidence in them. But overall, JK finished the game with 17 points and 7 rebounds and 2 steals. Yeah, he was great for us. He got a huge steal in OT that led to a big time dunk. So yeah, shout out to JK. I really think he getting it, man. Just got to keep building it on a consistent rate. I think he started like 7 times so far this season, and he scored in double figures all 7 times. So yeah, just shout out to him. But yeah, CP3 though, man, like despite CP3 struggling offensively as of late, he's still a point guard. Like the man against the Celtics had 12 assists and 0 turnovers. He finished the game also with 7 rebounds and 9 points. Like I mentioned, offensively shooting the ball, he's been struggling. There was at one point in the game, I think in the third quarter, he had like 3 straight jump shots. That definitely, in my opinion, helped build some momentum. Guys start um, the Celtics start respecting him. I felt like, and they had to guard him in a sense of ways. But yeah, like it's a crazy stat. Like CP3 is the only player this season to record 10 assists, 10 plus assists to be exact, and 0 turnovers off the bench. Like that's impressive. And he's done it twice already. So yeah, like he struggled, but he's still a point guard, and he provides, something that this team desperately needed last season and needs still, and that's him being able to not turn the ball over. So yeah, to be able to have a guy like him, Hall of Fame point guard, coming off the bench behind Steph is just great. Also, his leadership, man, like with Draymond being out, the voice of this team. CP3 been stepping up. It was a clip like Steph, like I mentioned earlier, he had 5 fouls. And the Celtics, their game plan was to attack Steph until he got fouled out. And if you ask me, I think that would kind of help them lose that game. They were so focused on trying to get Steph fouled out the game opposed to running their offense and their game plan coming into this game. They was just so focused on trying to get him out the game. And that's what kind of, in my opinion, helped us get the win over them. Just them being main focus on that. But it was, I think when I say fourth quarter, or maybe even in OT, like Drew Holiday was posting Steph up, and I think they call some type of delay a game or something. But in the middle of it, CP3 gathered everybody and was like, "We got to have Steph back. He got 5 fouls. We can't leave him like that." In which he's right. Like you got to send a double of Drew Holiday trying to post Steph up. You can't have him getting fouled up in a crucial part of the game. Like who knows how it would have turned out if it wasn't for his heroic performance. And he put on the show, did he? But yeah, just impressed by CP3 leadership, man. Like when he first came to this team, he said that he loved to talk, and he's been displaying it. I've been seeing a lot of times on the court where he just been talking, communicating constantly. And that's what this team needs. So shout out to CP. Huge game for him, passing the rock and just being a leader overall. And yeah, Moses Moody and Darius Saric, like for them, they're gonna always be solid when they're called upon. Never really worrying about them. Uh, they get their minutes. They're going to produce. Darius shooting like I think 41% on threes, being able to stretch the opposing team defense out of reach for us, so guys can get downhill and attack the rim. Having a guy like him is such a luxury. Play him at the 5. Even though I will say it does have its cons on the defensive end, but overall, you got to outweigh that. Because he is a phenomenal rebounder. And for Moses, going to always give him the praise. Third year in the league, he just reminds you of so much of a vet. He does so much little thing that gets unnoticed, putting his body on the line, going for charges, just being the ultimate pro at this age. But yeah, those two guys going to always be solid. And we just have to get Wiggs and Loon on track. Like I mentioned, Loon, he's been kind of struggling, as late offensively. And Wiggs, he shot terrible. I think he shot like 2 of 11 from the field. But if we can try to unlock him to be more consistent, I feel like we'll be okay. Like we get those guys on track and stay healthy. I honestly feel like we can compete with the best of them. Get Draymond back, get GP2 back in the lineup, and just see what we can do there. Now I'm not knocking any trades or whatever, but I'm not one to just push for trades. You know, if a guy on my team, I'm going to try to look at it from a positive standpoint. I'm not going to be so quick to write them off. So yeah, but last on that topic, got to give a shout out to Steve Kerr. Like he felt that a change was needed, and he rode with the rookie Trace Jackson Davis. He was huge for us. Like I mentioned, he was a plus 25, the highest on the team. And Steve just felt like it was time for a change, man. That guy provides a different look opposed to Dario and Loon as our bigs on this team. So shout out to him for just sensing that it was time for a change in the middle of the game. But yeah, that's it on that Celtics game. As always, a great matchup when we play those guys. Nothing has changed. Steph's still on them. And yeah, but previewing the Wizards this Friday. They're the 14th seed overall. They're 4-22 this season. It's terrible. Jordan Poole makes his return. Should be a great game. I say he should get his standing ovation for sure because we don't win the championship without him. That third year leap he took was amazing. And him being able to come off the bench and provide that energy and that scoring that we needed when Steph was sitting was huge, and which ultimately helped us win a championship. So yeah, it should be a great matchup for sure. But that's pretty much it on this episode. I had to recap the Warriors versus Celtics game and preview the Wizards versus the Warriors. Should be a great game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video, comment something positive as always. And with that being said, we out. Peace.